on my cousins and all, Nora May was my favorite cousin of all cousins, and we got along so well. I called her quite often on the telephone, and we'd talk for an hour.
Yeah.
She lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I called her half brother, Jerome, and he's a retired policeman. And I called him here a while back, and then he said he was so glad I called. I got a Christmas card from him because he had lost touch with our side of the family. And
so tell me, so you were born in 1918?
right, in Chelsea, Oklahoma.
And you were born in the hospital?
No, all of us were born at home. People didn't go to the hospital. They didn't have hospitals in those days.
So it was pretty cold then in the wintertime when you were born, right?
Yeah,
And so your mom probably breastfed you
all of us were breastfed.
until how old?
Probably about a year.
So who's
At
the
least
next
a year.
one born after you? Ruth?
Ruth.
So you're 2 years apart or
Yeah.
3?
And we were good friends in high school. We walked to and from school together
So
most of the time.
when you were a kid, were you ever sick or anything like that? Like really bad? Or were you always like not sick?
No, I was sick quite a bit.
Like what would you have? Just like a cold or something?
I probably had colds that I don't necessarily remember that much, but I used to have upset stomachs.
And what would you do for that?
Just-
Anything?
Oh, I don't know. We
Ginger?
didn't
anything?
take much medicine.
No, I know, but like ginger or
No,
anything
we
like
didn't
that?
eat.
Nothing?
We didn't even. Not even that in those days. I don't think.
So your stomach hurt you a lot when you were a kid?
Yeah. Well,
Did you ever know why?
No.
Didn't it stop finally?
Did it stop?
Yeah, like it finally quit.
No, my stomach's always been real touchy.
Really?
Yeah.
Since
I
you were a
don't-
little kid?
I don't vomit now or anything, but
You used to throw up
I
a
used
lot?
to have. I used to every once in a while when I was real little, but then as I got old enough to remember it, I never did.
Oh.
I kind of outgrew it, you know?
So would it be after you ate something or just in general?
No, it was just in general, anything. But then I have always been so there were things that I couldn't eat.
Why.
There's
Like
always
what-
been
like
things
what?
that bothered my stomach.
Like what?
Oh,
You could always drink milk and stuff, right?
yeah, but I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat raw onions. I still don't eat raw onions. I never have all my life.
Uh-huh.
Cooked, yes, I can eat cooked ones, and I do, and I like them. But not raw.
So, when you, let's say, can you remember maybe when you were how young? 5 years old?
Oh, I remember when I was about 4, Opie was born, and I remember that night because we had you know how sometimes front doors have a window up high?
Yeah.
Well, we did in that house where we lived in, and it had gotten broken, and Daddy hadn't put in a new one yet. So that night it was stormy and rainy when Opie was born, and we had a cloth curtain tacked up there the window, but it didn't stay good. So I remember that, and
No way.
and I remembered when we moved to Drumright, We lived in a rock house, and there was a fire on the.
A rock house? What is that?
Well, the house was made out of rock.
You mean rocks put together, or you cut like a cave?
Rock put together like bricks would be.
Okay.
And
And where was that?
in Drumright, and there was a creek that run behind our house,
Mm-hmm.
and it was one that from the refineries that they let out the old oil on,
Oh my God.
and there was oil back there that caught fire one night, not real close to our house,
crap.
but behind it, and it was a long
That
time
could have
before.
been why you had stomach problems.
No, it wasn't. I had them.
The oil and that crap? Yeah.
We never were in the creek.
It
Why
doesn't
would it?
matter. The fumes and the stuff
No,
that
no,
it
no,
goes
no,
into
no.
the ground and goes into your house.
No, it wasn't.
It gets into everything.
Anyway, I remember that, and then as I got a little older,
Jeez.
there was a fire. Let's see, how old was I then?
So
I
you
was
remember
about-
the river catching on fire because the oil they dumped
The
in?
oil caught on fire on it.
Holy
That happened a
crap.
few times. Not there, but
And
I
you
mean,
were howling young.
later years I remember it 2 or 3 times in Fresno, in Drumright, in Drumright where the oil.
So did you go to school?
Yeah,
And what age did you start going to school?
6 years old. You couldn't start till you were 6 years old, in the 1st grade.
And what'd you do before that? You just stayed
You
at
didn't
home?
have kindergarten.
But before you started school, what did you do? You just stayed at home and played?
Well,
and
yeah,
stuff?
whatever
Did,
kids do at home.
did you have books and stuff?
I imagine we had books. I don't remember them.
So when you're at school, what you went every day?
Oh yeah,
And was there a lot of kids?
quite a few. I was in the 1st grade. I still remember that teacher. Mrs. Hallett was her name.
And you remember the name of the school?
It was called 3rd Ward.
3rd Ward?
3rd Ward School, and then they later changed its name and put Lincoln on it, that it was Lincoln School. But see, the town originally had been cut up in like 4 different wards, see, areas. This one, like you would for voting or whatever.
So what did they teach you? Do you remember when you started? Did they teach you how to read and write and stuff?
Well, yeah, you started just like kids do now with little things to begin with, and they graduate you up, and then you're in
So
the.
you learned how to read and write from school.
Oh, yeah.
And your parents didn't teach you?
Well, no, I went to school to learn.
Did your parents know how to read and write?
Yes.
Was there a lot of people that didn't
My
know how?
grandpa Pearson didn't know how to read or write.
Did you make fun of him?
No. I loved that grandpa. We all loved him.
So what, do you remember anything about when you first started school? Like, did you cry or anything?
Don't remember.
Were you excited to go?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't remember that. That's going home cleaning already. I've got things I gotta tell her pretty soon, but not right now. In fact, you're talking about bathrooms. I'm gonna have to go pretty soon
Oh, okay.
to the bathroom because I haven't gone since you've been here, and I just noticed a little while ago that I was going to have to go pretty soon. But we have bathrooms now, isn't that something? Oh, but Jeff, that's good.
Huh.
You know,
Bathroom?
it's good that we have more modern things. But sometimes we overdo it. I think we'd be
guess.
better off if we had less.
Yeah, right.
I really do.
Yeah, me too.
But
That's a whole nother story.
that's a whole
So
other.
you went to school to one school your whole life?
Oh no, I went to Lincoln School, and then later on, or Third Ward, and then I went to, it was Washington School, or
Did they give you
Second Ward,
grades? Like,
yeah, we had like A, B, and C grades.
did you have to take tests?
My
and
grades
stuff?
were pretty, just average. They weren't, I wasn't,
At what age did you finish school? Did you stop? Do you remember?
what do you mean, did I finish?
Like when you were done with school. Like, do you remember how old you were?
How old?
Yeah.
Not with that figuring it out, I don't.
Oh. Well, you didn't go to college, did you?
I went to Bible school 2 years
You did?
in Enid, Oklahoma.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But,
Huh.
see, a lot of people a long time ago didn't graduate from high school.
Yeah, I know. I know.
My mother and father, they never, in fact, I don't know what grade Mama was, but Daddy was only the 4th grade, I think. But my dad was a smart man. He could,
Yeah.
well, look, we've had presidents that didn't go to college
Yeah, I know.
because
So,
in longer time ago, and people knew more then than they do now.
yeah, right.
Except
Yeah,
all
we're
the
in
modern things.
we're in the information age now. Like when you were a kid, it was the industrial age. You know, the farms and the equipment and all that stuff. Now we're in the information age with the computer age and stuff.
Well, you're definitely in that.
Yeah, so it's a whole new
But
world now.
and it's been this for a long time.
Well, it started in
What
like
was
the
it like?
90s.
What would you have called it during World War II?
That's the industrial age.
Oh, during World War II?
Yeah, when they're doing all the big, machine, industrial everything with the big factories.
Well, during the war,
all that crap.
hey, during the war, I worked at the shipyard.
And
I
World War
packed
II.
Yeah, I packed parachutes and flares.
That was after Bible school.
Well, honey, this was, goodness yes. This was during the war. I had to work. I didn't
Yeah.
have any, I lived with my brothers. For a while, I lived with Herschel and Dora, and then I lived in the house with Ruth and Manuel for a while. And then different places. I had a room in my Sunday school teacher's house.
Well, how old were you when you got married then?
28.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I think so. I was married in 1946.
For some reason, I thought you got married younger than that.
No.
Hey Steve, how you doing?
Oh,
Oh, hi
Hi.
Jeff.
Karen, I wanted to tell you, he's had trouble with his knee, and they called me this morning, and I had to call Dr. Gazelle's office to get an appointment. Then we got one which I'm sorry, but it's only one that they could give me was next Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. But I hope that you could work it out and take him.
Well, you know what? I wish you'd have called me today. Well, I'll talk to you later about it.
Well,
Why
and-
didn't you call me? You know what? They really should have my number to call with Steven and tell me what's going on. They do call me sometimes. I don't know why.
Well, I could have called you now, but I thought that at work that you'd rather I didn't call until you got home.
He walked in just fine. Well, Mother, we need to check this out because do you know what
Well,
he told
see,
me
this is a
yesterday?
half hour early.
When I was shaving him, he said he quits. He's not going there. He told me that yesterday, and I said, "Oh yeah, you are."
Well,
said,
he went,
I
but
quit.
he didn't feel good this morning.
He didn't want to go, so that's why his knee hurts.
No, yesterday, when he crossed his legs, and he's always done it all his life, he did this with his, he had to lift it up with his other.
Well, Mother, I have to do that too.
Well,
I
I'm
mean, it's our
saying-
age. It's not like
No,
you get.
I'm saying Stephen was hurting. I
He
wasn't
quits.
surprised.
He quits. He says
They could not do
the.
They said he couldn't do the exercise bike.
Well, that makes sense. That exercise bike, that's hard. That's
well,
hard
what
to
he
do.
said. That he couldn't do it. His knee hurt. Well, I'm not going to have them calling Karen instead of me. They can call Karen too, but I'm not going to tell them to call her instead of me. They better call me first and then Karen.
Will you have to use the bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, how much further are you going to